Vicki Hogarth, and welcome to Southwest Magazine. Paddlefest Music and Nature Festival takes place in St. Andrews by the Sea on May 16th to 19th. Here to tell us all about it are Creative Director Luke Macdonald and Activities Director Dani Deonarine. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Luke, I know you've been involved with Paddlefest for quite some time, but I'd love to tell people at home the history of the festival. It's very important to this part of the world and has grown, especially under your watch. But when did it all begin?
It's been going on in town since the mid-90s, 1996. And it's always been, just a great community event. It was started by Jamie Steele and Bruce Smith, and it was, just a group of friends that got together and celebrated the bay, went for a kayak and would have a potluck, have a big jam session, things like that. And over the years, it kind of grew and evolved more of the community, and Jamie started to organize concerts within the weekend. Bruce would do group paddles and workshops, bring in other paddling organizations from around the Maritimes. And it just kind of grew and grew, but always kind of had that great community feel, and Salty Towers was always kind of the hub of everything, with a big potluck there and a lot of music going on there. And then, just kind of started to incorporate more community venues, more community organizations, and it's taken many shapes and sizes over the years, but has always kind of stayed true to the love for music and art and for nature, and how those things are related, how they help each other out, and the importance of keeping those things intact.
I definitely had some of my most memorable nights in St. Andrews at Paddlefest. Can you tell us what is in store for this year in particular? Yeah,
so we've got lots going on this year. Over 40 artists playing over 4 days, tons of events. So the marquee venue that we use is the Paddlefest main stage, which is the tent in Town Square, and that's sort of the central hub of our programming. So we do a mix of national headliners, local artists, and then we have a lot of music around town in community venues, different cafes, restaurants, and we also have a community stage, which is a free stage outdoors, free to the public. Lots going on throughout the weekend. And Dani can say a little more about the events as well.
Yeah, I know, and I love that about Paddlefest is that it truly does showcase our town and everything beautiful about it. Not just the venues, which is wonderful that you incorporate so many of the local businesses and organizations into being concert venues. But Dani, there's also this incredible nature side to Paddlefest. What can we expect from 2024? I know there's the famous Wharf to Wharf run, but tell us of the array of nature-related activities.
Yeah, so not only do we have that Wharf to Wharf run, so this is the third year it is going on now, and it's a pretty unique trail run for the area, but we also have just a variety of other things. On the Thursday, we're showcasing hometown Matthew Dixon's film, The Road to Recovery, at Drew Haven. So that'll be at 6:30, which is awesome. It's about his journey across Canada biking. One of the first people to do that with schizophrenia, and so just showcasing that amazing journey. We have some other things like kayaking. We're doing a mystery kayak hunt on Friday with Jenny Simard from Turtle Shores, so that'll be exciting, get people out on the water. Another great part of Paddlefest is really connecting people with nature, giving people that opportunity to explore maybe another activity that they haven't before. So we do also have a women's stand-up paddleboarding clinic, and so that's really great. That's going to be on the Saturday at Katie's Cove. And so with Sphere Adventure, it gives you an opportunity to explore a new hobby, especially at the start of the season. Great thing to get into for the rest of the summer. I know it's been a really popular thing to see people around here in the bay just floating along. And then on Sunday we have the beach cleanup, and that one is one of our annual events that we do every year. It's really important. We pick different spots every year, and I think it's really important to get people out on our beaches and connecting with our coastlines, because our coastline is one of the main features of town. I think it's a great part of town that connects us to the water, and so we want to make sure that we're keeping it clean and spending some time, having fun doing it.
Here's a question for both of you. What is it about that marriage of music and nature that works so well with Paddlefest? Why do you think those two things align so well?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just, there's always an appreciation for both, for people that those are passions for them. People that are passionate about the arts, I would say, are generally passionate about the environment, and vice versa. And art is a great way to express ideas, to express your beliefs and your passions. And I think nature is just, especially I think as the world keeps spinning and gets crazier and crazier, it's nice to be able to enjoy nature and just escape to nature and enjoy just the tranquil beauty of the world. And we're very lucky to be in a place that we are able to do that, and it's out of our doorstep. That's pretty special, and I think that's what makes kind of Paddlefest unique, is that we're able to have music and all these events just side by side simultaneously, without people having to travel a great distance to enjoy them.
And Dani, do you find that when you're in charge of activities that people are really going to both, or maybe up late at night, but then they're in the morning for yoga or the wharf to wharf run?
Yeah, exactly. I think Paddlefest is unique because we have people who are just so wanting to experience everything that town and St. Andrews has to offer. So you have people who, like you said, you'll see late at night out at our red herring shows, and they're still up early at 10 a.m. for yoga the next morning, or taking part in the paddle from Deer Island on the Saturday. And so I think those opportunities here, in terms of coming to a festival and having that experience to be able to do both, is really unique. And I think it's one thing that really draws people in, for sure.
Is that feedback you must get, especially people who would say travel in from a more urban center, that the experience is not just the shows, but the whole festival?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's coming to St. Andrews gives you a chance to have some of that seaside relax, maybe that exhale that people are looking for when they come to a seaside town for a little getaway. And by having, I think, that opportunity to take in shows on, the St. Andrews Brewing Company deck. That's a beautiful deck. And then pop over for the environmental fair. It's happening on Sunday, to learn a little bit about what's going on in terms of our local NGOs, what they've been working on, the projects that they're bringing to the summer. And I think getting to do a little bit of that, getting to relax, but also getting to participate in community is great, because then you get a little bit of both.
Luke, can you tell us a little bit about how you're involving vendors in Paddlefest as well?
Sure. So we have, every year we have a local artist market that happens on Saturday morning into the afternoon, also in Town Square, all local vendors selling their wares. And that's been a great example of incorporating community artists beyond musicians. We have artisans of all nature involved with the market. And we also have local food vendors. We have this year we have a big partnership with St. Andrews Brewing, which we're really excited about. They'll be operating the bar at the main stage, so people will actually be able to go in between the brewery and the main stage. So we think that'll be a great showcase. They have some wonderful products, so we'll have other local products from other local beer and cider and spirits. So just a big part of the festival is partnering with local sponsors, local organizations, keeping things local as much as possible, spending money within the province. So that's a big part of the vision of the festival too.
St. Andrews Brewing Co. also winners of the first ever Business of the Year award at the local business gala here in St. Andrews,
right.
But also prime location. They're right beside the main tent, so that must make it a little bit easier to make this partnership.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we're really excited. We think it's going to work really well, and again, a great example of incorporating the community businesses, community organizations as much as possible, and just kind of making it, making the town feel like it's one big festival.
And I will say, as a non-drinker, they have a great non-alcoholic list of drinks too. So what a great way to partner with someone.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about booking acts for the festival. I know that can be the challenge when you are in a small town, is looking at legs of tours of different artists, seeing who can match up and be here when. You must be doing this, I don't want to say, I think I've asked you before, is it months in advance? And you've said it's the next day after Paddlefest ends. But what are the challenges that go into planning a festival lineup?
Right. Yeah, I mean, certainly at our, we're still a very humble, small little festival, compared to big festivals, but that's the way that's always been. That's the way we like it. But that certainly does create a challenge because we can't always compete with large-scale festivals or the budgets that they have. But I think since its inception, Paddlefest has always kind of been a discovery festival. Jamie Steele, is somebody that's been bringing music to town since Paddlefest and before that, and has people trust him to bring acts in that maybe they've seen before, but also maybe they haven't. Just trusting in the curation of the festival is something that we hope people do. We try and bring in a variety of genres. That's a big part for me, is to have something for everybody. So this year we have everything from hip hop to folk to bluegrass to country, Latin to rock, so it's just a diverse schedule of artists. And a big part of it as a Discovery Festival is showcasing local artists. That's a big part for me, is showcasing some artists from around New Brunswick and the Maritimes that are maybe emerging or maybe not household names yet, but are quite talented, and we think people will walk away from being pretty blown away by.
What are some of the acts you're looking forward to checking out at this year's edition?
Yeah,
I'll ask you both.
I'm excited for the whole schedule. I mean, we have, headliners like Ariel Posen, who's, was Rolling Stone named one of the 10 greatest guitarists in the world, and Jen Grant, who just won a couple of ECMAs and is a wonderful East Coast songwriter. Slow Can Ramblers are a great bluegrass group, playing Saturday afternoon. But a big one for me is just, a lot of the local artists, East Coast artists. Morgan Toney, who's also an ECMA winner and he won an award for Indigenous Artist of the Year. He's a Mi'kmaq fiddle player, just incredible performer. Dee Hernandez, who's originally from Cuba, now based in St. John, and has a sort of a Latin-influenced band that she's bringing. They're performing Sunday afternoon. Tons of emerging talent from around New Brunswick, like Hello Crows, who it's a group of Indigenous songwriters that come together and just share stories and songs. That's really wonderful. Goat Mountain, which is a mix of jazz and bluegrass, very kind of unique style there. Tons more. Again, over 40 artists, a lot of them from New Brunswick, a lot of them emerging artists, and that's again a big part of the programming is shining a light on local talent.
Mm-hmm. There's something going on, it seems, almost every minute of that long weekend that really kicks off summer here in St. Andrews by the Sea. From an activities perspective, Dani, what ones will you not be missing?
Oh man, I wish I could clone myself and be in several places at once, but I would say the mystery kayak hunt I'm really excited for, because I just love the idea of a scavenger hunt on the water, and I've always wanted to take advantage more of our beautiful harbor, so I'm excited for that one. I'm also really excited for the yoga flow that happens with Yoga Rhythm on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. at Centennial Park, and it's just such a pretty park that I think the town maybe we don't get to use it as much, but I'm excited for that one there. A little bit of calm to start your day before you get going. And definitely there's another new event this year, the Let's Talk Nature and Guided Paddle, and so that one's going to be with East Coast Adventure, also on Saturday at 1 p.m. And so Kristen's going to be guiding a group through some basic leave no footprint, leave no trace, some basic adventuring skills, and then doing a guided paddle throughout the harbor. And so again, another really great, I think, introductory activity to get you all geared up for the summertime, get you excited. If you do want to spend some time outside, it's a great way to, and you're maybe feeling a little apprehensive about your skills, it's a great refresher and a good way to maybe meet some folks too. Great way to meet people. You can always use more adventure buddies. And then last but not least, I don't have any little ones, and I wish I could fit into this age demographic, but we're having a kids skateboarding clinic, and that's going to be happening at the youth center. And so that one is for 8 to 12-year-olds, and it'll be at 1 p.m., and it's a great little 11 a.m. Sorry about that. But yeah, a great little clinic for any young ones that are wanting to get out skateboarding this summer. And Yeah, I'm just really excited at being able to introduce a lot of people to new activities. I think that's my...
And I need to rewind and ask you about the kayak hunt, because as soon as you said that, I was like, what? And this is what makes Where We Live so special, that you can be at a show late at night and then be in a kayak hunt the next morning. How does that work, and what will you be looking for?
Yes, so that one is at 2 p.m. on Friday in the afternoon, and honestly, it is the creative programming of Jenny Smart, and I don't know if you've ever been to a Jenny event or had any events with her, but she is fantastic at creating a really unique experience. Always with Jenny, I walk away knowing a little bit more about my environment or learning in a different way that doesn't ever feel like learning. So with the kayak hunt, she'll be putting out clues around the bay and around Navy Island and leading a group together to go find the clues. So it'll be a really great way to discover the town from a whole new vantage point.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about how ticketing works, if you get a pass for the whole weekend, or if you can go to just one event or two, or if some events are free? How does it work for anyone who's watching at home right now?
Right. Yeah, so we do have a mix of tickets. Tickets are primarily for music programming, but we do have a weekend pass that is sold out now, unfortunately, but we do have a main stage pass as well, which gets you into all the programming on the main stage, and then tickets for other venues like Honeybeans. We're doing a concert at the Huntsman Marine Science Center, the wonderful songwriter Julian Taylor and Jessica Ray from St. John. That's on Sunday evening. Two incredible songwriters, so there's tickets for that. A show at Drew Haven for the first time, which will be exciting. Shows at the Red Herring, and then a lot of free programming around town. Free shows in the afternoon at the Red Herring and at St. Andrew's Brewing. At the Algonquin Resort, there'll be music in the Right Whale Pub. There'll be music at the Windsor House. What am I missing? Community Stage, and we have a kids show at the Huntsman also on Saturday morning. So it's their opening day of the season. So right after the seal feeding, you can go and check out Mr. Mark, who's a great, quirky little kids performer. So he'll be playing in the theater there. So yeah, just lots of a mix of ticketed programming, free events, and same with the events. Some of the events do have a charge, but a lot of them are free, trying to create a mix of, 4 different skill sets for people that might be a little more experienced, or people that want to check out something, again, for the first time. Again, I think the key word is discovery, discovering new music, discovering a new skill, and certainly discovering the town if you're not familiar with it as well.
Now, could you leave it to chance and come last minute, or do you recommend for some things they might sell out and to book now?
We certainly always encourage people to book ahead. That creates less stress for us. But no, a lot of the events will have the ticket events will have tickets at the door. A lot of the events you'll be able to kind of sign up day of. Not all of them, but a good chance that a lot of them will have some availability day of. And we certainly encourage people, to just come. If you can't come for a night, come for the day trip. Check out what's going on, come down to the main stage in Town Square. There'll be an info booth where you can kind of check out, talk with one of our lovely volunteers and see what's going on that day or the next day, see what's opening. Again, Paddlefest is the opening for the town as well. So beyond our events, there's just so much going in town that weekend. Kingsbury opens for the weekend, Minister's Island opens for the weekend, Huntsman, as I said. So there's just so much going on in town that weekend that we just encourage people to come and fill the town with fun and energy and kick off the season the right way.
Yeah, it really is like the opening ceremony of summer. It feels like a pre-summer opening ceremony. What's the feedback you get from the business community in terms of what it brings to the local economy?
Yeah, we were great support from the business community. Again, it's kind of the kickoff for the season. We're still easing into summer, but we're thankful for this lovely weather that we're getting, and hope that carries on. And a lot of the shops open for the season as well, and new businesses that I see are planning to open that weekend, which is always exciting to kind of give them a taste of the fun that weekend. And yeah, we get great support from the business community. A lot of them come on as sponsors. A lot of them, if they're a venue as if they give us sponsorship in terms of money or in kind or any kind of support. So we just love partnering with as many businesses and community organizations as we can, because it's a community event. We really want to have something for everybody and incorporate the community, the businesses, the organizations as much as possible.
You also have a very dedicated group of volunteers. I know that you work very hard on this all year long. Can you tell us a little bit about the volunteers who make Paddlefest possible? And also, if someone at home is watching and thinks maybe this is something I'd like to get involved with, how do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're really lucky. We've got a great group of people on our committee, I think, and who are always working, like Luke says. It starts very soon after this one finishes, the next one gets rolling. But we do have a variety of volunteers who we could not put on the event without. Everyone from working the hospitality and helping feed volunteers and musical acts, to helping out with events and just helping with put on any of the paddles or things like that. If you are hearing all this and want to help us and get involved, you can reach out on our website, and we do have a contact form, and Brian and Vicki are our volunteer leads, and they would love to help you get put in the perfect spot, because like I said, we've got things from security to all kinds of jobs, really.
Tickets to merchandise, selling our merch. We'll have some new merch available, and artists will have merch. So yeah, lots of different roles for different people. Green team is a big one. We do need some green team volunteers, and that's just a great way to contribute and do something, that's really helping us out, helping the environment out, and makes the festival, that much better.
If there is an artist or band watching this right now, maybe already established or a rising star, and they're interested in maybe being a part of Paddlefest, can they send their music your way? How would that work if they wanted to get on your radar?
Yeah, no, always encourage artists. We are a little limited sometimes in how many artists. I wish we had the opportunity to have everyone, but that's unfortunately not the way it works. But we always encourage, especially local artists, New Brunswick artists that are performing original material. We are a festival that tries to showcase artists performing primarily original material. So that's something that we encourage people to submit if they have recorded material or live videos or whatever. They can go to our website, and there's contact there for submissions. And certainly, anytime in the fall or into next year, people are free to send us submissions, and always love hearing new local talent. And again, we have a community stage that's been new over the last couple of years that we like to showcase some artists from around Charlotte County and from New Brunswick that are kind of up and coming. Maybe this is their first time performing at a festival, so that's an encouraging new platform that we're trying to build up to encourage up and coming artists to.
I think all of us who live in St. Andrews are very proud of Paddlefest, have it a part of our community. It's been just beautiful to watch it grow and to become this entity that so many people outside of the province know about and travel into. Dani, I'll start with you. What are your hopes and dreams for the future of the festival? How would you like to see it take shape in the years ahead?
Oh man, from my perspective, just I think coming onto the festival as somebody who really enjoyed it, and that's why I wanted to help out with the festival, because I wanted to see it succeed and wanted it to keep going. And I'm someone who really loves St. Andrews for its nature and for the environment, and I think also for the community around here that really does rally around the environment. So I would just like to see that passion for the love of nature keep going. I love the fact that Paddlefest creates this space for that discourse to happen, and I think it's really important that those events keep going. I think it's a great way to build community in a town that has maybe a lot of industries where people are coming and going, the science industry, the tourism, and I think Paddlefest is a great way to have everyone come together in one event and really blend and have that spot for people to come together.
And Luke, same question for you. What do you hope Paddlefest will evolve into in the years ahead?
Yeah, I think to echo what Dani said, I love St. Andrews for the nature and for the appreciation of the arts. I grew up in St. Andrews, going to concerts that Jamie Steele and other people would put on, being involved in the arts, and was involved in the high school. Sean Corey, who's a musician in town, was my teacher and encouraged me and half of my friends to become musicians, and and a lot of them still are involved in the music industry, and that's something that's important to me is the arts, and specifically music, and the power of music to showcase how we protect the environment, or how we can give back, or what we can do. That's the power of art. So I think with the festival is keeping that integrity intact. And there's rooms for us to grow. With for example, with the restoration to Town Square, we're not quite sure what it will look like for us in the future, but we hope to be able to utilize the square, maybe be able to grow the site a little bit, but also just keep it at the right size in order to keep the emphasis on local, keep the emphasis small, keep our footprint at the right level. That's a big one for us. Is we don't want to become too big and make the festival's environmental footprint too big. So it's keeping things the right size. Certainly from a programming perspective is making it as diverse as possible, having something for everyone. I think we have something that a 5-year-old can enjoy and a 75-year-old plus can enjoy at the festival, and that's really important to me. So I think being able to just make a very diverse schedule of music, of events, of community outreach, all those things are super important, and those are things we definitely hope continue.
Well, I thank you both for taking time to sit down with me today, and I look forward to seeing you at Paddlefest, just days away.
It is.
My guests today have been Luke Macdonald and Dani Deonarine from Paddlefest Music and Nature Festival, taking place in St. Andrews by the Sea, May 16th to 19th. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Thank you for watching Southwest Magazine.
Southwest Magazine is a news and public affairs production of CHCO Television.